I can't do it.
Okay.
We'll do it live.
Okay.
No. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Right.
Fucking thing sucks.
In 5, 4, 3.
Anyone claiming that America's economy is in decline is peddling fiction.
I've abandoned free market principles to save the free market system.
But we have to pass the bill so that you can find out what is in it.
Raising the debt ceilings does not increase our debt. It does not somehow promote profligacy.
I know words. I have the best words. Nobody knows the system better than me, which is why I alone can fix it.
What's up, everybody? Happy Friday, and welcome back to the Peddling Fiction Podcast. I'm your host, the voice and soul of so-called fiction, Johnny Profita. Back with me, struggling through yet another week of his throat goat abilities not being up to par, is Justin Hillbilly Boy Campbell. How you doing over there, man?
Struggling to make it, but I'm making it. Yeah, one more week, and I'm done with this shit. I cannot wait. Like I was telling you before the show, like I went for a couple. I was really worried about Thanksgiving, and I went for a couple weeks there where I was able to more or less eat semi-normally, didn't have any major problems, didn't have a lot of throwing up. And then this week has been just fucking miserable. Wednesday was bad all day. Yesterday wasn't great. And today, pretty much since I woke up this morning, all I've done is throw up all day. So it's paying for 2 weeks of being able to eat and be normal. The fact that I never gained a single fucking pound after 2 weeks of eating normally should have told me that it wasn't actually normal. It was just I wasn't throwing up. But
yeah, well, hopefully this surgery goes well and you're back to normal. That just sounds like such a small thing that you would never think about going wrong that will just make you absolutely fucking miserable.
Well, and they don't know what, like, because whenever I was seeing, I've had to go to 3 different gastroenterologists to get scheduled for surgery to get this fixed. And the second one, basically the reason the second one sent me to the third one was he was like, okay, so this is what's going on, and this is out of my ability to do anything about it. So we're going to have to send you to this other guy who actually can fix it. It's like, okay, well, that's fucking great. But I was telling him, like, because my dad and uncle and cousin have all had issues with their esophagus where it's gotten, like, restricted and they've had to have it stretched. And so I was telling him that, and he said, this isn't that. He said, this is completely different from that and completely unrelated to that. He's like, well, that's fucking great. And
so you can look forward to can they stretch it out while they're in there or something? So you don't have to worry about that later.
It sounds like this with what they do, the way they cut it, and then they'll clip it back together where that it'll force it to retake its natural shape. That prevents it from being able to restrict itself. And
okay. So you shouldn't have to worry about that other issue then.
Yeah, this should be a one-off. Like, I have the surgery and then I won't have problems with it ever again. In over 90% of the cases, this fixes it permanently. So, yay! Just gotta survive. Just gotta survive like 6 more days.
You can do it. You can do it. All right. Well, it is Friday. Oh, I didn't forgot to send you some of the jobs data, but whatever. I don't know if we need to go into that. Lost a lot of jobs again. We lost some more jobs, ladies and gentlemen.
I think that summarizes like every single job report. It's like, hey, guess what? We lost a bunch of jobs again. But, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean the economy seems to be kind of tinkering on the brink of disaster here. Stock market's been sort of doing some sideways chop after that big move, so we're at a bit of a standstill there. But what else is going on today?
What do you want to start with? Because we've got a couple interesting things. We got a couple funny, stupid things.
Yeah, I mean, let's start with the Tim Walz retard, and then we'll parlay that into some more Somalia updates, and we'll go from there.
All right. So, for those who don't know about Tim Walz being retarded,
well, no, we played the clip of Trump. Remember the reporter was asking him, and he's like, "Yeah, I think there's something wrong with him."
Yeah.
So we did play that on the last episode. So hopefully people have heard it.
And if you haven't, this is Trump doubling down on calling Tim Walz.
Walz, and you called him what many Americans do find an offensive word, retarded. Do you stand by that claim of calling Tim Walz retarded?
Yeah, I think there's something wrong with it. Absolutely, sure.
You
have a problem with it? You know what? I think there's something wrong with it. Anybody that would do what he did, anybody that would allow those people into a state and pay billions of dollars out to Somalia. We give billions of dollars to Somalia. It's not even a country because it doesn't function like a country. It's got a name, but it doesn't function like a country. Yeah, there's something wrong with Walz.
So poor Tim Walz, he's going through it apparently in the wake of Trump doing that or saying that he's retarded.
True. This creates danger. And I'll tell you what, in my time on this, I'd never seen this before. People driving by my house and using the R word in front of people. This is R word. I have yet to see an elected official, a Republican elected official, say, "You're right, that's shameful. He should not say it." So look, I'm worried. We know how these things go. They start with taunts, they turn to violence. So deeply concerned.
This is really dangerous. It's got people driving by my house using the R word. The R word, Johnny. The R word.
Not the R word.
Not the R
Dude,
word.
like a couple of years ago, if you said the R word, I would have had to like think about what that was. I was like, what do you R word?
What's the R word? What sort of slur is that?
Yeah.
We played it on the morning show this morning. There was a clip of this dude who's like, like explaining growing up in our generation. He's like, we didn't call people faggots because they were gay. We called you faggot because you were acting like a faggot. He's like, if you say you're cold and ask me for my jacket, I'm going to call you a faggot because you're acting like a faggot, not because you're gay. Like Clay Aiken was gay. Like all kinds of people were gay when we were growing up. Nobody cared. Nobody just went around calling them fags. That wasn't how that worked. Like you're a fag if you're acting like a fag, not because of your sexual preference. Tim Walz might actually be both retarded because he's mentally challenged and also because he behaves like a retard.
So we have to stop calling him retarded then?
See,
you don't call actually retarded people retard. Didn't South Park like explain this too in an episode?
Oh, man. South Park that probably explains it the best. Yeah, there was an episode where they're like the boys have to go in front of like the city council or something, and they're explaining like why you call somebody gay, and then the councilmen are sitting there looking or thinking about it, and they're like, "Oh God, it all makes sense now." It's like, yeah. Stephanie did say something about it one time. She's like, "I don't really like how y'all call people retarded so much." She said, "It's offensive to people who are actually mentally retarded." I said, "The most offensive thing is that these people are actually worse than the mentally retarded people. The mentally challenged people are actually okay." It's like the mentally challenged people should be offended at how retarded the people
what they're being compared to. Yeah.
It's like, no.
Even retard's a bad name.
We're not that bad. Fine. Like,
I did Tim Walz, like, if that's happening, you don't tell the world that it's happening. Now it's going to 10x. And that's delicious. He's gonna have a real fun weekend.
If I was Tim Walz's neighbor, I'd have a sign, like just a 10 by 10 sign, neighbor or retard next door.
I mean, anytime I was driving like anywhere in the vicinity of his house, let's take let's take the scenic route to the mall today or whatever. I'm thinking about Mexico. You have those trucks that drive around selling like fucking tamales and shit with the microphones. You could do that, but it would just be calling Tim Walz a retard throughout the neighborhood. There's something for you. Is there a Hispanic community in Minnesota, or is it all just Somalis? Because if we can get some Mexicans, get the tamale Mexican truck to change. Yeah, it's like you're selling tamales, but also Tim Walz is retarded. You can just say it in Spanish. It's fine. It'll be funny enough.
He wouldn't even know.
I don't know how you say retard in Spanish. It's probably
You've lived there this long, and you, as much as you call people retarded, you haven't learned how to say that. That should have been like at the top of your list of things to learn.
No, I don't.
Don't you like go out with Mexican chicks and stuff? And, like,
yeah, I don't call them retards though.
No, but you can ask them for pointers on how to properly insult people.
That I do, but I don't think they use retard a lot. That's not part of the slang here. Well,
they don't have the like the vaccine schedule there that we've got here, so they don't have as many retarded people. That's probably why.
Yeah. Oh shit, dude. Yeah. So Tim Walz is just a pathetic, pandering retard. He has not figured out. Like, he's so bad at being a politician. I can't believe he got elected. Like, there's nothing to like about him.
I can't believe they picked him to run for VP with Kamala Harris. Like, when they chose that dude, I was like, they have given up this. Like, they already have decided they don't have a chance, and they're going to make this as much of a fucking clown show as possible. Like, he was so just abysmally awful. The way JD Vance just manhandled him in their debate was fucking amazing.
And so there's, because of this Somali fraud that's been uncovered in Minnesota, all these woke, retarded race hustlers are in full panic mode, trying to tell you how great the Somalis are. They contribute so much to the community. And here's Tim Walz preparing for something.
All right, ready. Whoa, wait a minute.
If you're just listening, he's sitting in front of the American flag and the Minnesota flag. He gets up. He's like, wait a minute, hang on. He replaces the Minnesota flag with a Somali flag. What
that's better.
That's much better. That's much better, you fucking retard. Retard, dude.
When Trump said that they have a name and they call themselves a country, but it's not an actual country, just look at the Somali flag and it's like, yeah, it's like a 12-year-old came up with this. Not even a 12-year-old. That's like early elementary school. Like, make a flag for your own make-believe country, and that's what like a kindergartner would draw up.
Like, dude, I understand like the idea where it's like when you're being unfairly criticized or something, you don't apologize and you can double down on it or whatever. This is not the time to do that. You just got busted. Whether he was in on it or not, I'm still not convinced that he didn't get any of this fucking money. But okay, $1 billion fraud scheme right under your nose by Somalis. And then we have a couple more there's a housing scam that they're involved in that we'll talk about a little later. This is not the time to double down on your support for Somalis.
I saw something earlier today that was like Somalians contribute something to the tune of like,
I saw that. They pay $67 million in taxes. I put a meme out in the Facebook group on this one.
Yeah,
I made it myself.
They pay in $67 million in taxes to Minnesota's economy. It's like, okay, cool. So they only owe $923 million back.
Hang on. Because I saw the news. There was a local news station and they tweeted about it. I was just like, just shut the fuck up with this. Stop trying to convince us that Somalis are this wonderful thing that are contributing to the USA. Like, nothing backs this up. And it completely backfired. Where is it? Come on. Hang on. God damn it. It was like the dumbest. Yeah, they interviewed this guy who has a model that says they contribute $8 billion in economic activity or economics. He had a weird euphemism for his like, this is a bullshit model where I'm just making stuff up. This other guy, here's the guy, Mayor Melvin Carter. Our Somali community has called Minnesota home for generations. They are teachers, business owners, police officers, firefighters, and veterans. Yeah. They are citizens. Okay, yeah. How many firefighters, police officers, and Somali veterans do you have over there in Minnesota? Just out of curiosity. Yeah. Okay. There's probably like 5, dude, total. Let me find this fucking retarded. Yeah. This is a local news station doing damage control, telling us how great Somalis are. And Tim Wall's doubling down on it. Where the fuck is it? God damn it. Here it is. All right, I found it.
Well, okay, I found it. There is at least one. There is a female Somali who was sworn in as a police officer in Minneapolis.
And I'm sure they rolled out the red carpet. They're patting themselves on the back. The first Somali, blah, 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 blah. They got one. One out of how many? There's like 80,000 is the lower, 70 to 80,000 is like the lower estimate of Somalis in Minnesota. And they got one. I bet you all those, the teachers, business owners, veterans, police officers, firefighters, I bet you I could count the number of all of those on 2 hands. There's 5. Those are 5 categories. I bet you I don't need more than 10 fingers. Maybe business owners. Maybe there's a few more business owners.
And you were talking about these idiot politicians like pandering to Somalians and stuff. This is the Minneapolis mayor doing his job at pandering, eating with at a Somalian restaurant.
What we got there? Is that just a pile of beans?
It's just beans, as far as I can tell. And dude
That's
is like
the biggest platter of beans I've ever seen. Okay, what like? And then there's something in that bowl there to the right. Dude, let me send you I haven't watched this yet, but this is the article that this local news station sent. Let me send you this, because my computer's kind of I don't know what's going on with my Twitter. I can't even like watch videos right now. But this is them trying to tell you how great, how like beneficial they are to the community in the wake of a $1 billion scheme. They got caught stealing $1 billion for like feeding the fucking kids or whatever, some bullshit thing, and laundering it to terrorist organizations overseas.
Somali Minnesotans drive economic growth, pay 67 million taxes annually. Woo! Wow. They stole $1 billion, but hey, they pay in 67 million. So I mean, based on governmental math, that's like a net positive almost.
Let's just wait. Hang on a second. Let's just try to do some. How much money is that per Somali?
Oh God, what if there's 80,000 of them?
That's not even like $1,000. I don't think a year. Have like can you do Grok or something?
67 million and 80,000 Somalis. That's $837 a year that they contribute in.
Okay, and dude? Can we figure out what the average, what a regular Minnesota, a white Viking Minnesota pays? I guarantee you, it's more than $800 a year. Well, I guess that includes children, right? There's probably a bunch of Somali kids. How many Somali taxpayers are there of the 80,000? Now we're gonna go down a rabbit hole here. It's probably like 12 grand a person, 15,000 a year. It's got to be. I mean, dude, if my taxes were $800, $900 a year, and I get politicians like fucking sucking my dick for that, that's crazy. And then you have these billionaires, like, dude, Jeff Bezos or something literally pays like $250 million, and they call him a cocksucker. And then these guys, hey, they gave $843. They paid in. Jesus. Yeah, they're so, dude, I don't even know what Somali food is. I'm guessing there's probably like a couple good stews in there or something, but yeah, whatever, dude. This is just so retarded. This whole thing is retarded, dude. The left legitimately cannot support cannot find a proper group of people to back. We see this all the time. It's always the drug addict fucking felon. That's, you know, the next best, the sainthood. Let's anoint them right now.
All right, this is based on reporting from 2022 and 2023. The average taxpayer pays approximately $3,000 to $3,500 annually in state taxes to the state of Minnesota.
Okay, that's just state. Okay, state. Is that 67? Is that federal though? Is that federal and state?
I say this is, well, they're talking about for Somali Minnesotans drive economic growth, pay 67 million taxes annually, and that's talking about
specify in that article whether or not they're talking federal. Yeah,
it's state. That's their state. Yeah, that's what they contribute to the state. So that's
okay. So less than
$837.50 on average for Somalians, whereas the average Minnesotan pays $3,000 to $3,500. So they're still not even coming close to sniffing the average. But yeah, let's make a big deal about how great they are for our community and everything.
Dude,
jump into hyperspeed with fiber-fueled internet from Sparklight. Only $29.95 for a limited time.
Just slightly below the video, it gives right in there. Yeah, those bullet points. Go ahead and read those for everybody.
Somali Minnesotans generate at least $500 million in income annually, pay about $67 million in state and local taxes, have an estimated $8 billion impact on the state economy, and their GDP is around $12 billion. I don't believe any of that.
This is based, yeah. So this is Concordia University economist, Dr. Bruce Corey. He came up with some model, dude. Oh, he's got a model. 12, dude.
That was probably the same model that said 100 million people were going to die of COVID.
Has there ever been a model that was correct? I legit, like, it doesn't even pick a topic, dude. I don't think any of these models are ever right. But that model is complete bullshit, dude. Complete and utter bullshit. Like, we have some of the number. If they were generating 12 billion in GDP, they'd be paying more than $843 in taxes. I can tell you that right now. That's ridiculous. This model is horseshit, dude. They take the, you know, this is like the every dollar in SNAP benefits generates like $3 in economic activity or whatever. It's like, well, that guy spends it and then he spends it. Yeah, this is all bullshit, dude.
They might want to look into some other levels of theft and fraud going on with the Somali community when you consider this statistic.
Yeah. By the way, Dr. Bruce Corey, before you get Associate Vice President for Government and Community Relations.
Oh, so he knows not shit about anything.
Yeah, he's a professor of economics, and he ain't white. I don't know what he is.
Let's see. The Somalian Minnesotans make up 11% of the animal food processing workers. So you might want to look into some of their other activities on what they got going on. Have I ever told you about the Chinese place around here that the health department came in and shut down because they had ducks and ducks hanging in the back rooms and stuff? It's like, okay, that means that this is like legit food. They're not out there like killing cats. Yeah. Why are we worried about some ducks? Like,
it's pretty normal to have ducks hanging at the fucking Chinese place, dude.
I thought so too, but the health department shut them down. It's like, that's actually good news. That means they're using real poultry, not, cats and stray dogs.
The estimated impact of these workers, Somali workers, could be about $8 billion.
Could be.
Impact, economic impact. I don't even know what that means, dude.
It's all.
Is that a negative? Is that negative? Like negative 8 billion? Because it's at least a negative 1 billion from just one fraud thing that we've uncovered in Minnesota. And that, I mean, like all the kinds of things have economic impacts that aren't great.
And
if it's tsunami in Minnesota, that wouldn't be great. I guess
he talked about a potential GDP of around 12 billion. Like, we figured out that GDP is complete bullshit anyway. Like, they fudge numbers to make it say what they want it to say.
I wonder what Minnesota's total GDP is. This is just, I mean, dude, they're bending over backwards to apologize for these and tell us how great. No, I'm sorry. We're done. We're done with this shit. They've been trying to peddle this. Oh yeah, like we need all these immigrants.
Minnesota's
We're a
totally
nation of immigrants. You bring in the Somalis. You bring in all these fucking people from third world shithole countries. They immediately go on the dole. There's the thing that I sent you. This is some lady in Ohio is blowing the whistle. 80% of government housing is occupied by Somalis in Ohio.
Yeah, you wonder why we have a housing crisis. There it is.
Come see Columbus, Ohio, fraud investigators. If you go to the government-assisted housing areas, you will find that most of the housing is Somalians. I would say about 80% of the
She's just guessing.
housing in Columbus.
I don't know how official that number is.
The parking lot is occupied with a whole bunch of brand new cars. And the women walking around have designer purses with EBT cards, and they have Apple iPhones stuck up in their hijabs. Yeah. And then go to the businesses that are owned by the men. Because see, what happens is when you have a restaurant or when you have a little corner store and you have a couple of wives and you only have to claim one, then that means the other wives get EBT cards, and you can use those EBT cards to buy food for your store or your restaurant. Yeah. Or what you can do is you can get a home health aid company. And then you only hire Somalians to work the home health aid. And what you do is you just make sure their paperwork looks right. It don't have to be right, but you just make sure it looks right. And then you send them off for those home health aid jobs. Y'all don't want to talk about fraud.
Yeah, I mean, okay. So I actually thought that was that 80% number was based on something other than just some random lady, but I'm sure it's high, right? And like you look around, like they keep telling us, oh, they're so great. Like this is so great for everybody. But it's like when Trump and when Biden are telling you how great the economy is, and everyone's just like, yeah, no, that's not to use one of their words, lived experience. No, it's not. And can you play that video that was in that article? Sorry, I'm kind of all over the place today. This fucking Somali thing is really getting me riled up, dude. I'm just so sick of them pandering. Bullshit, dude.
I do think it's funny how it's like American blacks that tend to be the most pissed off about some of like the Somalian fraud, and like in Chicago with all the housing and stuff that was going to all the immigrants. It was like the Chicago South Side that was really pissed off about that. It's like y'all are cutting in on our game.
Yeah,
get the fuck out. I mean,
right? Because that is a fixed pie. Government handouts are a fixed pie. They can only take so much, and then they only have, and then after they fill their fucking coffers, there's only so much left to go around to all the people with their hands out. Developing story. Yeah.
Somali Minnesotans are underway in Minneapolis.
Turn the volume a little bit.
After he publicly questioned
I think in that video,
community's contributions to the economy.
But new research shows Somali Minnesotans generate hundreds of millions in income and millions more in taxes. Kamaria Bray joins us live in Minneapolis with a look at the data.
Kevin and Lindsay, we are at Hamdi Restaurant on East Lake Street. This is a Somali-owned business, and we talked to the owner who says he works very hard and pays his dues like many Somalis in the state, and he hopes that the president...
The restaurant is empty, by the way, if you're just listening. There's not one person in there.
At Hamdi's Restaurant on East Lake Street, if it's not the smell of grilled meat that lures you in,
this is the rice.
It's the welcome of the owner.
We are working hard, family. We are working 7 days a week.
Abdi Shakur Elmi moved to Minnesota from Somalia in the 90s. He and his family have run the restaurant for decades.
Like me and my dad, we work very hard every single day.
And it's their labor that's being questioned by the president of the United States.
That's not who they're questioning, by the way.
They contribute nothing.
But that contradicts the research from Concordia University's economist, Dr. Bruce Corey.
I'd like to...
You just called him economist.
Yeah.
This is real serious journalism here.
I can share that information with him, and he'd probably change his mind.
According to his research, Somali income is at least $500 million in Minnesota. They pay $67 million annually in state and local taxes.
The estimated impact of these workers, the Somali workers in Minnesota, could be about $8 billion. That's with a B, not an M.
Could be.
And
could be zero.
It's the way what they help produce and how that production in turn generates and ripples through the economy.
What industry would feel the biggest hit if Somalis were to leave Minnesota?
I have a feeling retail probably could be first because of that massive consumer income.
That's a goat meat.
Back at Hamdi's, another issue they're dealing with is callers saying this.
Go back to your country. You're like a filthy Somali. You shouldn't be in our state. Huh?
I mean, that's really hurtful.
It is hurtful.
Yeah, look, I mean, again, dude, so that guy's like running a family-owned restaurant or something. Didn't look to be very like, I don't know how many people are looking to eat Somalian food in Minnesota other than the Somalis. But like, you know, I got nothing against that guy. That's not who we're talking about here. We're talking about all these motherfuckers that are on the goddamn dole, that are net takers, scamming the fucking government services for everything that it's worth.
The professor, the economist, he said if they got rid of all the Somalians, the thing that would be impacted the most would be retail, because they get all of this government assistance and then they just go spend all this money. That's why they have a $12 billion GDP. It's not because they're actually contributing $12 billion to the gross domestic product of the state of Minnesota. It's because they're taking all of the money that they're being given, and then all of the money that they're also stealing, and then they're turning around and they're spending it.
Yes, and we know it's not like Americans have a problem spending money. We can do that ourselves. We don't need to bring people from the rest of the world to come here and just spend money that the government gives them, or money that they already have.
Right. If you want to boost the GDP, just give that same money to like any American. They're going to go spend it too. Well, not any, I guess. Because if you give it to me, I'm going to put it in a savings or in an investment account. But like the average American, if you give it to them, they're going to spend it.
Yeah. Yeah, we can handle. We're great at spending. We're all in debt up to our fucking eyeballs. We don't need to import spenders. We can do that ourselves. Thank you. Thank you very much. But like, yeah, I'm sure it's tough to start like a come over here and start a restaurant. Like, at least they're trying. Didn't look like it was going very well. But that's, again, dude, it's like when they, with the immigration thing, they'll find like the immigrant that like came over here and he's just been working for like 30 years and trying to make a better life for his family. And meanwhile, and then we're trying to deport all these fucking gangbangers and shit. And that's who that, you know, they just keep fucking doing like a little bait and switch thing.
I want to know when they filmed this and how long this place has been open, because that is the cleanest, emptiest kitchen I've ever seen in my life. I've worked in multiple restaurants, always as a cook, always in the kitchen. This is not a realistic picture. This doesn't exist in any kitchen anywhere on the fucking planet.
Dude, it wouldn't surprise me if they sent like a cleaning crew over there before, like, hey, we're going to come in. Like, maybe we should clean, like, here's a cleaning crew come. Yeah.
Make it look nice.
Yeah. Wouldn't surprise me. Wouldn't fucking surprise me at all. Like, that's just how dishonest these local news stations are. Like, you just do not hate the media enough. Oh yeah, I'm in all this stuff. Okay, dude, they're $1 billion. Like, even okay, let's take that guy's retarded math and just his bullshit model at face value. They're still, like you said, over $900 million in the hole, just from the one thing of fraud we've uncovered. But wait, there's more. Pull up the housing thing. There's another couple $100 million.
Shit, I clicked the wrong thing. Here's the housing numbers that they've got.
And the predicted cost was $2.6 million annually. You can see the actual costs there. It clips by at least 10 times.
Predicted cost. Yeah. Again, dude, this is great government Dude, anytime they give you these things, it's like, yeah, we're going to start this new program. It's going to cost $2.6 million annually, and this is the housing stabilization program. It ends up costing over $20 million a year.
And allegations, Mr. Chairman, that Tim Walz, the governor of Minnesota, either turned a blind eye to this or actually empowered people to do this through political correctness. What do you want?
Well, first of all, what you're going to see is the fraud entailed a whole menu of government programs, social programs, and that's kind of the mojo for the Democrat Party now. They want to put more and more money in the social programs, but yet they refuse to accept responsibility for any type of waste, fraud, abuse. What we know is the state.
It's a great video. Did somebody just recording their TV like it's 1997? Dude, even I'm better at technology than this.
Ellison, the Attorney General, apparently turned a blind eye to that for fear of political retaliation from the large voting bloc of Somalia.
Not only is he turning a blind eye, he's still pandering to them, putting up their flag behind him. Dude, what other... There's no other fucking state or city in the world that would be doing this. It only exists in the U.S., dude. There's no fucking state in Mexico that's putting the fucking U.S. flag behind, like in Mexico City, and trying to tell you how great all the fucking gringos are when there's legit backlash against all the fucking gringos here. Was that Somalians in Minnesota?
Somalians in Minnesota pay over $60 million in taxes annually. Somalians on welfare collect $300 million in taxes annually. That's 5 times what going out.
Like, dude, it's just so funny to watch them try to be like, no. Like, at least they're trying to make a case, I guess, other than just like an emotional appeal. Be like, oh, you know, we should be taking in the poor and the desolate from all around the world. It says that on the Statue of Liberty, you know, give us your poor, give us your hungry. I guess, but like that was before we had this gigantic welfare state. Well, they'll just toss around $300-400 million like it's monopoly money.
And they're the backbone of Minnesota. Without them, we don't have police and we don't have firefighters. We don't have teachers. I mean, teachers? What?
The former Minnesota Teacher of the Year, Abdul Wright, was sentenced to more than 14 years in prison after he was found guilty of abusing a child when she was his student. The 39-year-old is a former Harvard Best Academy teacher and was named Teacher of the Year back in 2016. And that's around the time the victim said the abuse began. She was in 8th grade then, and said Wright groomed her and sexually assaulted her multiple times, often in the classroom. After the sentencing, I spoke with the victim's father, who told me that this is the sentence he earned. It's a long time coming, and that the family feels vindicated, but it's just one step in a long healing process.
And this guy's a
Teacher of the Year, ladies and gentlemen. Like, dude, they'll just give it to any person of color. They'll just, Teacher of the Year. Oh, yeah, he's raping young underage girls in the classroom. Teacher of the Year. And you know it's not the only one. It's never just one kid with these guys. Oh, it's a different culture, though, Justin. We can't judge. We can't possibly judge a different culture. Of course not. That makes us racist.
Have you seen the public service announcements that they've been putting out in Europe about how to handle getting gang raped? Basically, it's a different culture and they just don't understand. So it's just bend over and take it, or no, get the protective panties. Yeah, get your protective panties and get your rape kit ready. And we're not going to do anything about it.
Did we do the protective panties on here? Or was that like a happy hour thing?
I think we had it queued up for on here, and then we didn't ever get to it. And I think y'all talked about it on happy hour.
Oh shit, dude. Yeah. They have rape-proof panties.
That used to be called.
What are we going to do without all those Somali teachers raping kids? The one female Somali firefighter. Dude, you think she passed all the tests? Or did they just lower the fucking bar to practically nothing? Some bony-ass Somali chick, dude, is going to what? She's going to barrel through a fucking door of a burning house and drag you out, your family out. Give me a fucking break, dude. This is so ridiculous. It's so fucking ridiculous, dude.
Have you seen the thing there's a guy who's like an army medic that has a really long thing, and like his partner is a female and like he said, like, I have double the responsibility because I know if we're in combat and I go down, I'm dead. And everybody else that goes down, they're dead, because I weigh 300 plus pounds with all of my gear, and I'm now dead weight that she cannot physically move. Is like, I'm dead. Anybody else goes down, they're dead. Odds are she's probably dead too. Odds are she's probably dead too, because she's not going to be able to defend herself. He's like having these like DEI policies that give everybody an equal chance to do whatever. It's a net negative. Like,
yeah, like, and dude, if I'm sorry, dude, you can't just come up with these bullshit narratives. Eventually, the truth is going to come out. If Somalis were this great boon to the economy of the U.S., then yeah, you wouldn't have these numbers. First of all, it's great when they point to the numbers and just completely blows up in their face, but people wouldn't be buying it. Like, stereotypes are stereotypes for a fucking reason. You can't just say, yeah, women are the same as men. They're just as good as men. And Somalis are just as good as any other fucking immigrant. No, they're not. They're objectively worse in almost every metric. I think probably maybe better than the Afghans that we're bringing in. Maybe. I don't know, though. It's a close call. And like, why are we bringing them in? Why? There's no, like, this is not the way you run a country, dude. It's just so stupid. And all of these ideas are so stupid, and they backfire. And then they try to like call you right. Like, no, dude, this is about having a good country. What dude, Somalia is objectively a shithole country. Objectively.
But that's the crazy thing, is like, they got all mad about Trump calling places shithole countries. It's like, yeah, except that if you look into it, every single place that he called a shithole country is legitimately a complete and total fucking shithole.
Right. He's not calling Switzerland a shithole country.
Right.
Like, dude, those same people, when they argue, especially with like anarcho-capitalists or libertarians, what do they say? Oh, move to Somalia. See how you like it. Yeah. But we should be embracing the great Somali culture and giving them a bunch of money, apparently, because
right. Move to Somalia is always a great like dig at somebody, and then whenever we point out that Somalia is a shithole and that maybe we shouldn't be allowing all of these Somalians in to just take free shit and run complete fraud programs, now we're racist.
Right. And speaking of Somali fraud, I'm sure that the one Somali in Minnesota that's not in on this scheme is the one and only Ilhan Omar. I'm sure her hands are clean of this, right?
Let's see. Which video do we start with? Let's just
take a pick, dude. There's like 30.
The fraud got so out of control in Minnesota.
I think what happened is that, you know, when you have these kind of new programs that are designed to help people, you're oftentimes relying on third parties to be able to facilitate. And I just think that a lot of the COVID programs that were set up, they were set up so quickly that a lot of the guardrails did not get created.
Yeah. Okay.
We needed more government oversight to prevent the Somalis from taking over these programs and running $1 billion worth of fraud.
Or you and your fucking minions have scared the bejesus out of anybody calling out bullshit on Somalis or any other fucking minority, because you're going to call them Nazis and white supremacists. And so they just look the other way. And they took advantage of that. They knew. What are they going to say? Anything they say, I'll just call them racist. It's a get out of jail free card. Well, that card's fucking played, dude. That card is played out. We're not having it anymore. And they can't cancel me. So I can call them fucking retards and tell them to fuck off back to Somalia all I want. You can't cancel me. Can't do it. Can't do it. I'm literally trading right now, and I'm up fucking 15 handles. Making money while I call them fucking retards. Idiots.
Meanwhile, ICE has been running roughshod over Minnesota, snatching up Somalians and deporting them ever since all of this came to light. Here's a Somalian.
Wait. No, go back to the, before we do that, go back to the Ilhan Omar thing, because she signed the bill or something, right?
Yeah. Here's the other clip.
Let's do, like, I'm not just casting a spirit. Is it the same video?
No, same interview, different video.
Okay.
Or different part of it.
First of all, federal prosecutors say 59 people have been investigated in these schemes so far. Americans at large stole tens of billions of forms of aid during the pandemic all over the country. Minnesota's fraud scandal stands out, according to federal auditors. What are you hearing from investigators right now?
Well, I've been following the cases closely as they've gone through the courts, and we know that there are more indictments possibly coming. I think that number might go up to 73 is what I'm hearing.
Okay. Can you shed any light on why the fraud got so out of control in Minnesota?
I think what happened is that, you know, when you have these kind of new programs that are designed to help people, you're relying
it's
on.
It's just like, oh, well, whoops, you know, we were just trying to get it out so fast. We pissed away $1 billion. Like, that's not a good answer either way. It was a new program. We didn't account for the Somalis to run $1 billion. Well, then maybe you shouldn't be implementing these programs, apparently.
She was the one that introduced the bill that led to, like, it was her bill. She was the one who introduced that bill in 2020.
Yeah, that's okay. That's what I was trying to get at. All right. So I'm sure, yeah, she had nothing to do with it. She's the only Somali that didn't get any money.
And of course, she was like, "Oh yeah, I'm following this very closely. It's been it could be up to 73." She's following it very closely to make sure that nobody that's directly attached to, or directly linked to her ends up being one of them who gets charged, because then she might get implicated. That would be my guess. That's why I would pay attention to it if I had some.
Yeah, I mean, dude, she should have to fucking step down. I'm sorry, dude. I don't even need proof. We've had enough. We've had enough. And if now that they're going to scrutinize everything that Somalis do, I'm sure there's more. I mean, we already played like this. We already had the list of all of them that were on Snap. I'm sure there's some fucking fraud in there too. It's ridiculous, dude. It's absolutely ridiculous. And she's such a smug bitch too about everything. Yeah, she also married her brother dude, she's been scamming fucking Minnesota the whole time, and she's worth like 30 million. That's enough. Take your 30 million and fuck off back to Somalia.
Imagine what you could do with 30 million in Somalia. Absolutely nothing, because there's nothing there.
Yeah. It really is unbelievable, man. I mean, I guess not unbelievable, but frustrating. It's very frustrating. And I think the American people have reached a tipping point where it's just like, yeah, I'm not going along with these bullshit narratives anymore, where it's like, oh yeah, we're so afraid to say anything. You're going to call us racist. Especially, I mean, with every time like inflation goes higher and things like every time it gets worse and worse for the American people, they're less and less inclined to cut you slack on your bullshit. And the American people are fucking hurting, dude. They're absolutely fucking hurting.
Yeah, straight up fed up with it.
Yeah. What was you were transitioning into like some other...
Just ICE. Since all of this fraud has come out, ICE has been hitting Minnesota pretty hard. They snatched up a community leader. The Somali community leader, Omar Jamal, was arrested by ICE in Minneapolis. He has a criminal history and a deportation order from 2011. He was the first secretary of the Somali mission to the United States. And he is gone. And they keep getting mad about, this person didn't have a criminal record. They didn't have anything. It's like they had a deportation order from 10 fucking years ago. Like they were supposed to have gotten out already.
Yeah. Dude, I'm sorry, man. It's just, what are you supposed to do? You got to deport. You got to start deporting these people. Not just Somalia, like anybody that's here illegally. Like, and is Trump is he just put a halt on everything, right? At least from Somalia, or he's trying to.
Yeah, there's a pretty significant refugee and or just like immigration pause on pretty much everywhere, except for South Africa, basically.
Yeah, the white people from South Africa.
Yes, we will accept white refugees from South Africa, but nobody else.
Yeah, which again, dude, countries do that all the time. Even this country has put halts on immigration. I know we're a nation of immigrants, blah, 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 blah. Dude, again, I mean, I know I made this point a million times, but like we were a nation of immigrants before there was any handouts from the government available. Zero. Like people came over here and you didn't have free housing. You didn't have food stamps. You didn't have some program that you could bilk for $1 billion. It was come over here, sink or swim. A lot of them fucking basically had to swim back to Europe. Dude, I saw somebody else said that the country was built by Somalis, Indians, Latinos, and somebody else. It might have been that other chick from the squad. Yeah, okay. Yeah, the Indians and the Somalis built this country.
Yeah.
Come on, dude. It's just so stupid. It's objectively false and retarded. And people, you used to get pats on the back and all these virtue signaling points, and people would just nod along because they were afraid to say anything.
Right. This country was built by Chinese indentured servants building the railroads and a bunch of Irish people.
Yeah. My grandpa was working in fucking coal mines, dude. Like, and going to school at night. Like, whatever, dude. Like, it's just so stupid, man. It's so stupid, especially when you look at the statistics, and the vast majority of them are on some sort of government program. You cannot make a legitimate argument for why we need to take more of them in, or any of them in. They don't contribute. They're not net contributors. They're net takers. And I'm sure there are some good Somalis out there that just came over and they took the opportunity. They opened up a restaurant and they're busting their. I get that. You don't get mad at me for what your fucking ilk is doing. They should be coming out and be like, you know what? Yeah, get rid of these motherfuckers. Here are some more of them. They're running scams. They're running scams. I'm running a fucking business. Okay. But again, the exception does not disprove the rule. And as a rule, we should not be taking in Somalis. We should not be taking in we should not be taking in fucking destitute people that are just going to come here and get on government services. We cannot afford it anymore. Maybe if we were running a surplus, but sorry, you pissed away all the fucking money to do that on all your other stupid government programs. 38 trillion in debt and counting. Cannot run is anybody running? Who's running surpluses in the entire country? Like, how many states are running surpluses? Every time I hear about a state, they're in the fucking hole. I mean, I'm sure there's some states that aren't, but I bet they're in the fucking minority. Everybody's running deficits. We cannot just take, like, what kind of a country? It was like, yeah, just give us all of the worst people the poor, the destitute, the people that cannot help themselves. Just come over to our country and do what? Not if you have a welfare program. It's not going to work. They're going to come over here and they're just going to take the free shit. Obviously. If you want to get rid of every single government program, all of them, fine. Then I'll take your poor and your destitute and we'll see how it goes. They'll come here. There is great opportunity here if you want to bust your ass, but there's also great opportunity here if you just want to bilk the government for, 10x the fucking salary you'd make in Somalia. Probably 20. I don't know what the fuck you make in Somalia.
Nothing, because there's nothing there.
Yeah. Right. Yeah,
Civil War, that's what they have. So
yeah, anything you make will just be taken by some fucking warlord. It really is just like, what is the goal here? What is the end game? There was some other stupid, dude. This is just like all these chicks that are running things too. This is just chick think. What's the goal? What are we doing here?
Okay,
you take in Somalis and then.
I'm glad you asked about what
fill in the blank
with the chicks running things. The patriarchy always wins, Johnny. So what we're doing with putting all these females in charge is we're letting them do their chick think thing and prove that they are absolutely incompetent and should not be trusted with these positions. So then we can turn around and fire them and put all of our bros in charge of stuff. That's where we're going.
How long? Like, how much longer do we have to wait to
right.
be able to reverse this?
It's not going fast enough. That's the problem. It needs to.
Is there going to be a ship to turn around? Or are we going to hit the fucking iceberg first?
Hey, look, we got what we wanted out of Bud Light, right? Like, we got good advertising out of that. We're getting there. We're getting there slowly. We got Cracker Barrel turn things around. Like, we're getting there. Man. One step at a time.
I mean, I don't know, dude. I'm getting so fucking frustrated watching these retarded people just lecture me on how bad a person I am while they run cities and states into the fucking ground and keep electing these people. Minnesota. What an embarrassment. It's like you got Tim Walz and a Somali who married her brother, built 30 million out of whatever, somehow, a government job. And then the rest of her brethren just took another billion. It's 1.2 billion, I guess, if you include the housing, the cost of all their free housing. That was like 240 million over a couple of 4 or 5 years. Okay. All right. Oh, man. Unbelievable, dude. Unbelievable. All right. I'm all fired up now on a Friday afternoon. What else we got?
The only other thing I really, because we kind of lumped everything together in that, was the Trump has said the Autopen orders, pardons, and documents are void. Did you see that there was a bunch of leftists that were like, "Oh, Trump even says he signed stuff with Autopen." Trump, and then you pull Trump's quote. He said, "Yeah, I use the Autopen for like responding to like letters from kids and stuff." He's like, "I feel like they need to get letters back. That's a good thing. So we use the Autopen for that kind of stuff." Like there was only one, and they bring up like Thomas Jefferson and who was it? JFK. JFK used Autopen for basically the same thing, like a bunch of correspondence and stuff. Like the only time Thomas Jefferson had created a device that was effectively like the Autopen, also for correspondence when he was president, for sending letters back and forth to different people that were, he would have somebody else respond, and then he would use the signature thing for his signature to respond to all these letters and stuff he was getting. The only recorded use of the Autopen for actually signing legislation was one time when Obama did it, because he was somewhere in Colorado or something dealing with, like, he was on a presidential trip and was there for official business, and they had something that needed to be signed right away. And so he expressly gave authorization to use the Autopen to sign it for him because he could not be back in Washington, D.C. to sign it. That's it. That's the only recorded time when Autopen has been used for anything of this nature until they start digging into Joe Biden and finding that like 80% of the documents that were signed by Joe Biden were done with the Autopen.
Well, again, and that's how government works, right? They get authorization to do something, which makes sense, right? Oh, he's overseas. We really got to get this signed, and he's 15,000 miles away or whatever. Use the Autopen. Camel's nose under the tent. They got their foot in the door, and now what do? They use it to pardon all kinds of fucking criminals. They get some retard, like a mentally disabled president, literally has dementia, dying of cancer, and they just use the Autopen for everything. You cannot give them a fucking inch. They take a goddamn mile every time. The other thing I've been doing is just every time I see something about fucking fraud and just government just bullshit, them fucking up a program, I just retweet it. Like we should just be putting the government in charge of more things. Just going through it. This is totally unrelated. Government Accountability Office just uncovered rampant systemic fraud in Obamacare. 21 billion likely stolen in 2023 alone. 58,000 dead people on Social Security. Used to get 94 million in Obamacare tax credits in 2023 and 2024. Wrongly gave coverage to 99% of the investigators' fake identities last year. So I guess they were testing it, and 99% fucking got through. They gave coverage without requesting documents, made 190,000 unauthorized payouts, and more than 97,000 Social Security numbers were used to double dip for benefits. One fraudster got 71 years worth of coverage in a single year. That's just one that came across my feed. Yeah, I think we should put them in charge of more stuff. They're doing such a great job. Let's give them some more responsibilities. Californians have been charged extra fees on their phones for the last 6 years. Blah, 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 blah. Extra for the last 6 years. California had a surcharge on your phone service for next generation 911 system. They spent $450 million on a phone system, and Gavin Newsom just scrapped the whole project because the technology doesn't work. Again, let's come up with another idea of something you can do, government. You're 0 for 10,000. I'm sure the 10,000th and one thing that you come up with that you're going to do is going to work out. Ilhan Omar promoted the Safari restaurant in Minnesota for feeding kids. The owner donated to her campaign, was just convicted in the Feeding Our Future scheme.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Interesting. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Never would have guessed.
I just can't, like, I'm sorry, dude. Every time a politician comes up with an idea, it's like, if it was a good idea and it was feasible, we would already be doing it. We wouldn't need the government to come up with the idea. The market would be doing it. If the market is not doing it, it's either because the idea is retarded or it's not profitable. It's not feasible. And it's probably not feasible because of some government regulation that is put in place. So, I mean, just remind yourself that every time you hear a politician say something, and then think back to every other single fucking program the government has ever run has failed miserably. You cannot point to one success story. You can't do it. There's nothing. You can't. Social Security is not a successful program, dude. It's not. People will say that. It's not successful. It's it's a bankrupt Ponzi scheme. Same with Medicare and Medicaid. Those aren't successful. They're bankrupt. And they're bankrupting the country. You can't point to any market that they've intervened in that's gotten better. Housing, educate, they're all unmitigated disasters. There is not one fucking program you can point to that's been successful. Unless your measure of success is enriching politicians and Somalis. Then wildly successful. Yes. But god damn, dude. All their fucking investments in green energy and all, every single one of those blows up. And remember when they were talking about, oh, there's no fraud. There's no fraud in this. Remember all like they come out with those memes that has like the talking points. They put it in like yellow writing on black background to make it seem good. Oh, there's very little fraud. It's like, yeah, no, there's tons of fucking fraud. Oh, did you see that the Trump organizations wants to withhold SNAP funding until they get to look at they're like, show us your fucking books on your fucking SNAP benefits, and like all these Democratic controlled states won't do it.
Yeah, there's like 21 states plus Washington D.C. that are trying to sue the Trump administration and the federal government because of withholding SNAP funding. Trump has also said that they are going to basically put the SNAP program on a hard reset and make everybody reapply, and you have to give proof that you actually need what you're getting. And I'm 100% on board with all of this. Like, this is what I voted for.
Basic shit, man. Like, how could you not be on board with them? Like, they should be doing that like every year. And this, I guarantee you, this is the first time they've ever done it. The first time they've ever looked at it. And of course, 186,000 dead people, Social Security numbers being used for SNAP. 500,000 people receive benefits more than twice. Multiple people receive benefits in 6 states at the same time.
Well, that's
so
like
in February,
like
for the first time
insurance.
ever, the federal government asked the states to turn over their data. The first time in the history. How long is this program? It's been like 50 years or something.
Right.
I remember.
Why
Bernie
aren't they
Sanders
being
talking about
required to verify this stuff regularly, at least annually? Like with my insurance, I have to go in and re-verify everything. And if they have any questions about anything, or like if something changes, then I had to go through fucking a week of just bullshit because I haven't had my wife and kids on since. So they were on my insurance when I first started. I took them off because my wife's insurance was better, and she had her insurance with the kids for a couple years. She changed jobs. I put them back on, and now I have to go through all this bullshit. Like, you've covered them before, but now I'm having to re-go through all this bullshit because I'm wanting to put them back on to make sure that they don't have other coverage and that there's not all this and this. It's like, why don't any of these government programs work like that, where that they're double checking and verifying and seeing what the fuck's going on to make sure that like they're actually doing what they're supposed to be doing?
Right. Because it's not their fucking money, dude.
Right.
They don't care. There's no incentive for them to check that. Like, why do the extra work? I'm getting my government paycheck either way. I don't care. It's not my money. So yeah, obviously it's going to go like this. It's not a coincidence, dude. This is what I'm trying to beat this into the head of the American people. It's not a fucking coincidence. This is not a bug in the system. This is a feature of the system. This is how it's going to work. And that's how I can confidently say nothing they've ever done has worked or will work. It can't. It fucking can't. Like literally, like human nature, you cannot do it. Maybe if we weren't humans, if like some alien came down, maybe they could run it successfully. You can't do it. It's impossible. You can't run the government like a bit. You can't do it. It will not work. It's physically impossible. It's like trying to jump off a building and expecting gravity not to smack you into the fucking ground. It's going to happen every goddamn time. These might as well be laws of physics. These are just laws of human nature. You cannot deny them like any other law. Like, you're going to get killed denying them. And we keep denying these laws left and right, and we're about to die because we won't just fucking admit that, like, oh yeah, we can't do it. But I'm sure we're just, one more brilliant politician, one more like Bernie Sanders has the right idea. And if somebody will just get in there and implement one of his ideas, that will figure it all out. Yeah, that'll turn it around. No, never going to happen. Never going to work out. All right. You got me all fucking riled up really early in the day here, Justin.
That will motivate you to have a good afternoon and close your week out strong.
Yeah, I just don't know.
Or it'll motivate you to go for a beach walk and close your afternoon out strong.
Are we doing a happy hour tonight?
I should be available. I got to pick up. I got to leave here in just a little bit, and I got to meet Sean, and then I go pick up Katie. But I don't think I got anything going on tonight, so I should be able to.
Did we do one was that last weekend or was the weekend before?
No, it's 2 weeks ago because I was going to try to hop on from work. Or no, I was going to try to hop on, and then Stephanie took the kids to a art show / cosplay thing, and I ended up going with them to that and had a fucking blast. I'm really sorry that I missed happy hour, but I got that right there. It's a, I don't know if you're a Harry Potter fan. Just I'm a nerd.
I'm not. I've never read a page, never seen a second.
It's the Deathly Hallows, and it's really cool artwork, and so I got that while we were there, and like we had a blast. I have some cosplay stuff. Like I said, I'm a nerd. Like the girls all took their outfits and dressed up for it, and I've got some stuff. So I might have also dressed up a little bit and done the thing, and it was fun. We had a blast, and so I'm sorry that I missed the last one, but it was totally worth it.
All right, I have to make up for it tonight.
Yeah, I should be good. I should be good to go tonight.
Okay, we'll do that. What are we doing 7:30? Have we been doing 7:30?
I think that's right.
Okay. Yeah. I'm still I can't adjust to your time changes. My time doesn't change.
Rumor has it Trump is trying to put forward something to do away with daylight savings time, but I don't believe that. I think big Rolex is in it to keep that from happening, so that people forget how to change their clocks and have to go get a new one every 6 months or whatever. I'm not sure how that works, but we'll dig into it.
You should come out in favor of daylight savings time, and then everybody will want to get rid of it.
Oh,
let's start playing some 5D chess here, Trump. Let's go. Make it 2 hours. Like we should make it 2 hours. 2 hour time. Shit. Oh, you know what we forgot to mention? Speaking of Trump getting rid of things, I got rid of the penny.
I mean, I guess there are probably enough in circulation that they don't really need to make new ones.
So in like the middle of November, they minted the last penny. It was costing like 3 cents to make a penny. So yeah, I forgot to mention. I don't know why. You're just like Trump should get rid of this, and I don't know why I thought of it. It's like he got rid of the penny. The penny is no more. I don't know how much longer. Like how much longer until they get rid of nickels? Probably not much longer.
So does that mean we're gonna have to, instead of like stuff costing $4.99, they're gonna have to round everything off to where
they're gonna have to figure it out? Yeah.
They can't have anything that isn't divisible by 5.
Yeah.
I am 100% for that. As an OCD person, let's do it. I hate messing with that stuff anyway. Like I like good round numbers and
might as well just get rid of everything. I mean, like, do you even need a quarter? I guess a quarter now, but like,
what's the point of change?
Just be using round out at this point. Like,
what's the point of change at all? What's it accomplishing? Fuck that.
Well, yeah, when the dollar's losing this much fucking value, it's just like, yeah, that order of Chinese food that cost $30.25. Just make it 30 or make it 31. Like, what are you gonna do with 25 cents?
Round that bitch up
with 25 cents. What can you get for $1? Can you get anything for $1 now? Like maybe a pack of gum?
I don't know. I'm sure there's something that costs $1 somewhere.
But under $1? Like significantly under $1, where we should get rid of the change?
Yeah, I don't know. That's interesting because there are like consignment shops and stuff like that sell stuff for like real cheap. But
yeah, well, I mean, we can still use it, but stop minting. Yeah,
right.
We don't need. We got plenty of fucking nickels and quarters and dimes.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was a random thought. All right. How the market's doing? We're up a little bit today. Kind of flat. But I'll probably record. Yeah, I'll do like a little market commentary for the supporting listeners of the show. Just go through the week. So far, it's been doing what I was saying it's doing. It would do. I think everything. Gold was up a lot today, and it sold off in the afternoon. I guess, are we even in the afternoon yet? Yeah, we are. Okay. Keep thinking it's like 2 o'clock because that's normally when we do the show. And it's only fucking noon. Major sell-off in gold. Yeah, it was up like $42. Now it's only up $5, but silver's fucking still ripping, dude. Silver is back at 58.50. But even that, it was at 59.32. That, I mean, like, it sold off too. I don't know what happened at 10:45. But did it take out something? Let me see real quick. Let's have a look. See, I don't know if Justin just left or he had to go throw up or something. You can never tell with him. I mean, silver took out the previous day highs. Yeah, no surprise there.
I went to crank my truck and was putting on my shoes. I told you I got to pick it. I had to go meet Sean and pick up a kid.
All right, I'm just rambling, dude. We can go. Thanks for listening, everybody. You'll see some of you tonight. The rest of you guys, are we doing a Tuesday episode?
Yes, I got Tuesday next week, and that's it.
All right. Until then, you guys know what to do. Just keep on peddling that so-called fiction. Peace.